Hello. It's Catalina Kayura-Wongs here, founder of Loan Sense, and just wanted to give some really brief updates on the HEROES Act that is in Congress right now. It has not passed, but I just wanted to provide some updates since it's giving tremendous student loan relief to millions of Americans, all 45 million, but specifically the 16 million people that would get their loans forgiven entirely that have under a $10,000 balance. So I'm going to go over the 5 fixes that the HEROES Act made on the CARES Act and that benefit to you and what does that mean for you, okay? So that's how I'm going to structure it. What are the 5 improvements in the HEROES Act? What does that mean to you and what can you do, okay? So first of all, the CARES Act forgot about family education loan borrowers, FFEL borrowers, as well as Perkins borrowers, commercially held borrowers, as well as private loan holders, right? So if you're an MBA colleague of mine that refinanced your loans, you didn't benefit from the CARES Act, and that's going to change now. So let me talk about the 5 changes. Number 1, commercially held FFEL borrowers and Perkins loans borrowers will now have access to loan forgiveness as well. It's not just direct loan borrowers. The second thing is interest that is no longer accruing and $0 payments that have essentially been instituted until September 30th of 2020 will be extended all the way until September 30th of 2021 or until the economy has recovered, whatever that means specifically. But I'm assuming that just essentially means close to September of 30th of 2021. So essentially, this extension of 12 months of $0 payments is really great if you're a public servant and you're enrolled in the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program, because that means a total of 18 months of $0 payments that count towards forgiveness. So even if you're not a public servant and are in the regular income-driven plan and will get your loans forgiven in 20 years, or 25 years, these 18 months of payments still count towards that, right? So that's huge. Thirdly, on the third mistake of CARE that was not addressed that the HEROES Act will is all the interest that accrued before March 13th of 2020 will not accrue. So that's huge because there's tons of borrowers with a ton of compound interest on their loans that if it accrues, or if they have to pay is a pretty large additional balance to their principal student loan, right? So that's a third fix. The fourth fix is that the federal government is just going to forgive everybody's student loan of a $10,000 balance entirely. That's inclusive of private loans. So it's inclusive of all loans, public and private. That means that 16 million Americans will get their loan balance wiped to zero. So everybody that has under $10,000 borrowed will have a $0 balance. And yeah, that's huge, right? 16 million Americans, inclusive of private loans. And of course, it goes towards the loan with the highest interest first, I think, which is smart. And the benefit of that also is Congress has made it so that, well, right now, as in legislation, that forgiveness will not actually count as taxable income to you. So that's another huge value. Lastly, the fifth fix is those individuals we've helped and those people that have family educational loans who have essentially consolidated into the direct loan program to get public service loan forgiveness, and those prior payments before consolidation that did not count, they want to retroactively make count. So they're fixing so that people can get access to more payments counted towards loan forgiveness. So that's a huge help because I know a lot of people who have consolidated their loans who don't get those loans counted, and they want to make payments that of those that serve in the public sector but have family educational loans that didn't consolidate also count. So those are huge things that I know some people we've helped struggle with. So that's another huge value. So what does that mean to you as a borrower? Well, if you have experienced a decrease in income or you know for sure you're enrolled in the public service loan forgiveness and want loan forgiveness. That means either you've experienced a reduction in income or you know you want to get your loans forgiven. You need to file your paperwork now so you get as many of these payments counted towards loan forgiveness as possible. If you have under $10,000 balance, it looks like from this legislation, you don't have to worry. But if you have above a $10,000 balance, you want that $10,000 balance forgiven, and you want anything above that $10,000, as much of it to count towards forgiveness as possible. So you really need to file that paperwork now. Additionally, if you've experienced a drop in income or if you can get your loan payments lowered significantly by filing your taxes separately, I would still consider filing your paperwork now so you can get as many payments as low as possible while the economy is bad and people have lost their jobs. It's perfect time to file your paperwork because you're going to get lower payments right now, extended beyond this 18 months for another 12 months. So that's a huge amount of debt relief that this bill is giving you. If you don't fully understand what this is, I mean, we're holding webinars around these stimulus plans. We invite you to come. Please come to myloansense.com. We have a webinar sign up. Please sign up for our next webinar. It's on the 27th. We will give you the whole breakdown and the steps to go forward. Otherwise, you can also hit get started on our main page to put your information directly into our application, and we can help you understand the next steps. Is that cool? Lastly, if you just want the most up-to-date loan tips and what to do, we created a bit.ly link for people to sign up for any updates. We keep people as up-to-date as possible. It's bit.ly/Heroes Act, HEROES-Act. So I'm going to leave those things in whatever platform message. So I hope this was helpful. Happy to take questions. You can always message me, chat me, any type of questions. We're happy to take them. We'll talk soon.